Hey!
I see you. Papa Shay. I'm the king of rock. There ain't none higher. Sucker MC, you call me sire. To form my kingdom, you must see fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
Wow.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Goddamn, we made it.
We made it.
Did we not make it? I'm gonna tell you, I would say on a technical savvy level, I'm probably out of a 1 through a 10, I'm probably a 7.23. Right? And I'm relentless with it. I download this, undo this, and I give up.
Yeah, I think we both are plug and play guys, man.
No, I do plug and play. Right?
Yeah.
But yesterday we were supposed to, was it yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
We were supposed to go live. We were supposed to talk about something very important to both of us and a lot of you guys. And we just couldn't get the technicalities. Like, Mark, would he hear me? Can't see me. He can see me, can't hear me. All of his senses wasn't working at the same time.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning, I said, this ain't right. Something's wrong.
Let's try again.
Yeah. And we decided to revisit this. So I'm texting, first of all, this is one of the rare occasions where Mark actually texts me back in a reasonable amount of time. Usually it's a day later or 3 or 4 hours later, right? But I think it was on your mind why it could not be ready to use at any given time, right?
Yep.
So we figured it out. Actually, I like the background he's in better. He's got 2 studios in his house. I got one that I share with the missus. But today we're going to talk about a couple of things. One of the things that were brought to my attention from my connection out of Poland is that CDC is going to now start regulating where you cannot import animals, specifically dogs, until they're 6 months of age, and that's at August 1st, 2024. You can Google that. It'll pop right up on CDC's federal website, and they get very detailed about it. They won't really tell the reason why, but I can kind of surmise as to the reasoning behind it, and a lot of those have to do with the fact that we have imported copious amounts of dogs that came over here sick and affected some healthy dogs and animals over here. And they know that to dock up health tests, checks, health certificates to travel, the age of the dog can all be altered easily with some of the clubs over there. So now the federal government has kicked in and said you can't import until they're 6 months of age. At 6 months, the dog should have all of his immune systems running at 100% capacity, his rabies shots, right? All of his shots that he's supposed to get in all 3 phases. But here's where the problem comes in with people. The problem comes in where when you fly an animal, they generally go by weight. You got a 6-month animal, he's going to be double the weight that he would have been if he had shipped out if he was 3 months. Remember, these puppies gain approximately 8 to 10 pounds per month up until 10 months. And at 11 months, it starts going 3 pounds and 2 pounds. So if you get a dog that's at 35 pounds at 3 months, it's going to be almost 70 pounds.
Man.
And guess what? the crate size has to almost double because you're not allowed to ship an animal if their head touches the ceiling standing up
That's
inside
correct.
the crate. So that changes the game because now you're talking about, and I'm just going to give averages here. Most dogs, on average, unless you're getting it from this one specific breeder, I'm not going to name his name, they're running between $2,500 to $3,000. Now, that's in dollars. That's not in euro. The dollar is weak. The euro is stronger than the dollar. The pounds are stronger than the dollar. So add an extra 50 to 70 cents for every
Yep.
dollar you spend.
Yep.
Now you're looking at, if it's $3,000, now it's going to be $3,500, maybe. Convert that to pounds, you're looking at $4,100 plus your wiring fee, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's Europe, they have the wire fee. Yeah, that's a lot more.
And here's the other thing. Here's the caveat. Shipping costs. Typically, shipping costs, I would say, $1,400 to $1,800, maybe $2,000, depending on who it is, right? And if it's only $2,000 for me, if the person who is shipping the dog has to have the dog driven 200 or 300 miles to an airport from a transport guy, right? But airline fees, $1,500 to $1,800. That's American dollars. Convert that to euros. Now, they go by the weight of the dog. So you're looking at probably almost $3,000, $2,500 and up.
Yeah.
And then the crate is another $100 or $200.
Plus all the vaccinations, like you said, the rabies,
Shit.
the health cert. I mean, you got to get so many requirements to the airlines just to ship that dog. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, and like you said, the price keeps on going up as that dog gains in weight.
Yeah. And now,
and remember, the bonding period too, Gerald.
yeah, that is the utmost important. And here's the other thing people are not people not thinking about. A lot of these places in Eastern Europe don't crop ears or dog tails anymore. So now, depending on who the breeder is, they may can get the ears and tails done, and that's fine. But then how about for the places where you would have normally got them done yourself once the dog get here?
Sure.
I don't know a person that will crop ears at 6 months. I know a person that'll crop the tails forever. The tails
it's unhealthy. It's risky for the dog, and even if you do the ears at that time, nothing's guaranteed on the ears are going to be standing up because the floppy has already set in that structure of the ear. So even if you try to post, it's going to take forever.
Yeah. And now you're looking at, it's almost like when we was in COVID and when the toilet, everybody said, oh, the toilet tissue is gotta go get. So we were ordering pallets of that shit. We got brainwashed to order pallets of toilet tissue.
Sure.
Right? So now people who are really avid dog breeders who are breeding quality, they're going to have to hurry up and get this dog, get whatever you can get now, or understand what you're going to be dealing with after August 1st. So now I'm going to be in a position where I have my studs that I want, but now I have to start knowing that I'm going to deal with some breeders that are here in the United States, more or less, and breed with those that have lines that I'm very familiar with.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And if I decide to do the import of another dog, I have to make sure I have to understand that dog ain't gonna be here until he's 6 months. He may be a dog. He doesn't know me. So now is he gonna be fight or flight?
Yeah.
Because all he's gonna know is the breeder's family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
And
us.
again, the laws always change again, you know, so we never know how long this is going to be in effect. I know there's a lot of restrictions on dog training and things like that over there in Europe. There's a lot of upcoming restrictions and, you know, with parallel with the importing of with dogs. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
I don't. My thing is what is the point? Because people are gonna find avenues.
Yeah.
You know, right now, like if you buy a dog from Russia, there some of these breeders are so connected that they can get their dog put into another club without it saying Russia. They can put it in that says Italy, Serbia, um, um, you know, Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and they can avoid those. You know, but you are not going to be able to stop it now. Are they going to start telling U.S. Customs that a dog that is 3 months, oh, he's 6 months old, he's a miniature pincher? Are they going to start doing that? I mean, listen, Customs, you know, listen, the federal government, listen, this is why when I import animals, I make sure that my invoice is appropriate, because I know that even when the dog gets here, I got to pay tax on what I paid somebody else for the dog. Pay taxes here. Because remember, they always want to ask for invoice, how much you pay for the dog. They judged what they're going to tax you on what you pay for the dog.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put the name on it. So I know that this particular breeder was charging $75, $8,000, $8,500, and you couldn't pick the dog. He picks the dog for you based on your lifestyle, which he ain't never touched Los Angeles, California. So think about the taxes that they paid on that. Think about now, what will it cost? If he's charging $8,000, I'm gonna benefit of dog. If he charges $7,500 now for a 2.5, 3-month-old puppy, guess how much he's gonna be charging for a pup that's 6 months old?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You know, that's the same thing here. You know, the longer the dog stays under a breeder's care and the breeder is actually putting the work in and the vaccinations and just everything that goes into it, you know, what do you think? That dog is still going to be the same price as you're going to get him as a puppy?
No. And I'm gonna tell you something. Where it's justifiable among anything, shots,
Yeah.
rabies certificate. And here's where the real money comes in. That is undeniable that they're gonna have to give it up when they pick that dog up. Guess what? If the ears get cropped, you're doing the aftercare. Guess what? Breeders gonna charge for that shit.
Sure.
Charging for the taping, charging for the medicine, charging for the retaping, the stitches taken out. I mean, and I hear the rumbles with the breeders, including you guys. You know, if they don't want to pay what your guys are asking to pay, which includes cropping or not cropping, okay, get them done. Get them cropped yourself.
Sure.
And then they realize the headache in trying to find somebody. Take your ass to Butchco and you better get there at 5 in the morning.
That's right.
Right? That is traumatic. It's a whole day affair. And it's the Butchco brothers do a hell of a job doing ear croppings. The dad was the number one dude. Rest his heart and soul. But they only accept cash when it comes to ear cropping.
Sure.
You know, and still again, you know, before I knew about Butchco, I used to go to La Bounty. La Bounty in the Valley was the man. the man, dog. Dr. Labani, everybody know who's been doing Dobies for 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Labani was the man.
Yeah.
But you still need an appointment.
Sure.
So now 6 months, dog's not cropped, dog not docked. Got some problems. So what we was going to talk about is my process, and then we're going to tap on some things with Mark too. I'm importing another animal. Nothing's guaranteed. I paid the going rate. I didn't pay no $6,000 and all that crazy stuff. It was a little bit less than that. Be transparent, less than that. And it comes docked and cropped, and it happened to be the pick of the litter. Now, how I got the pick of the litter at a late rate in the game is that the original person that was supposed to get the dog, remember, this dog was going to stay in Europe. And a lot of these IDC shows now are banning the dogs, Dobermans, who are cropped and docked. And some financial issues happen in the process. So my connection, Mike, who's the guy who helped me, who found Brody, who found Alonzo, he said, "Hey, Gerald, you and Christina are Facebook friends," because I was supposed to get a dog from her 2 years ago. Royce, I called him Royce, but
Oh yeah, I remember.
you remember that? And,
Yeah, yeah.
and the reason why I didn't go down is what I hate about wiring. Because she speaks no English. I'm talking about, I speak more Spanish than she do English. Right? And one of the numbers looked like a 0 or O, or the one looked like a 7, and the money never got there. I wired it, and it got kicked back to me. And by that time, before it got kicked back, my guy Mike was like, "Jetto, why don't you wire her the money again? If the other first wire didn't come out, then you'll get the money." I was like, I said, MF, that'd be 8 goddamn grand. I'm not paying 8 grand for no damn dog.
Hell no.
Right? But that was because, the longer we wait, the more this dog going to cost to ship.
Of
The
course.
price of the dog never changed.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let me look at Via Felicium, Elaine's, and she's another friend of me and Mike, and she had a litter with Casanova. The father was Zepter, and Zepter is a son of Colt. That's like, Colt is a part of the D. Pellinera, which is famous Fidel is Alonzo's daddy. So I'm familiar with Rada, who's the kennel over there for D. Pellinera. I said I go with that, and it was a good choice. Royce is a beautiful dog. A brother ended up getting Royce over here in the States, and he's working him. He looks good. He's a cute dog. Just Google in Instagram Royce the Doberman, and he's there. So I'm glad he was able to get something good from her. But during my my episode coming up in a couple of weeks, of course, there's always a 2 or 3 week delay of posting it up because he's editing other videos. We're gonna be this new video coming out is gonna be with documentary Zeke. You and Zeke should get together. He should come out to your ranch.
Yeah, Zeke did something with Andrew with
yes.
You, so
but that ain't with you. We need to do it with you.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, all those dogs with Andrew were your dogs. All those dogs with Andrew were your dogs.
Sure.
And so we got that coming out because that was the first. Listen, Zeke was the one that put me on the map when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, Zeke.
I was like, and I think it was pretty dope that I was going to be on. I'm able to return a favor, not a favor, but be able to have him as a dog talker because he has a dog, a Roddy.
Of course, and I think you guys buy a lot of knowledge off each other, so that's a really good thing,
Yeah, and so I'm gonna document. The boy comes in Sunday. I'm gonna video and document like a short documentary on the process of importing a dog. He's gonna Miles Myers. He's gonna meet me at the cargo place. We're gonna videotape everything. It's gonna be epic because I was coming like, what am I gonna be doing? Because I can only interview so many damn dog trainers.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like, this would be great for the people to realize what the hell goes on with importing an animal.
Sure.
So this is going to be a good experience, but I'll let you take lead. Because I know you have some things to say that you get a chance to because you have all these updates going on in your computer.
I just think, you always have a vast knowledge on importing the genetics, on that side of it. For us over here, we how do I say this? You know, we pay attention to genetics and we do the research and we do all that stuff, but the most important for us is how we raise them. And that
Yeah.
goes a long way. And you know, that's why we're very transparent in our breeding program. You know, in showing posts every single day on our puppies and things like that. You know, and again, like you know, you have your sayings, I have my little niche. You know, I
Right.
always say the proof is in the pudding because we can say our dogs have this and this and that, and which they do. But again, you know, just look at our dogs, man. So I always go to that. Just look at them because back in the day, Gerald, when I was growing up with Dobermans back in the 70s, we didn't have this knowledge. We didn't know about genetics. We didn't know anything like this. We just hope we got a reputable advice to go to a certain breeder because a lot of
Right.
them through the classifieds, remember?
Oh
Through the,
yeah.
through the penny saver. And that's
And I,
basically what's
I
that?
still advertise on the pennysaver.com. You
Yeah,
get
yeah,
some
you
good,
know,
yeah, yeah.
it's still you know, in a source, right? So back in the day, we didn't know all this stuff. So we always looked at was the dog healthy? You know, did it come from healthy parents? And the same thing we do to look at now, but we just more in depth, right? So that's what we try to pride ourselves in basically raising the puppy from birth to the when you get them, and then it's your responsibility to take care of them from there. So we put the foundation in them, and you just have to build off that. So you know that's it goes a long way when raising a puppy as well.
I think that you guys are set up as, let's say, not exactly how, but you know how people be having these bunkers built underneath the
Mhm.
house in case you guys are set up where you got all the good stuff, so there's no need to really go outsource anything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where people like me, we have to outsource because we don't have the foundation, which is quality females. You
Mhm.
guys got them, and that's where the breeding really starts. The female people get Americans. I'm gonna say us, all of us. We get caught up in what the male looks like, what the male's doing,
Mhm.
what the male this, the male that, and we totally forget about the female. So I'm gonna tell you how Kimbertal was able to sell tens and hundreds of thousands of Dobermans. They had two programs, one you didn't realize and the one that you did know of. This made them very successful because they were selling wolves and shit and even Rottweilers.
Wolves?
Yeah, they sold Bob sold wolves. Yeah, you can go in
Man.
there still. They still have some wolves. Yeah, cubs. So the one thing that made Kimbertal be so successful, especially in the mid 2000s, is that they would always buy a champion sire from either Altabello and buy their sires that were the oversized because people don't realize when you have a Doberman male or female and they're going for confirmation or a ZTP, they
Mhm.
cannot be taller than standard. Anything after that is considered oversized. Therefore, they're not qualified.
Sure.
Well, Bob would buy the ones that had puppy titles, okay, or IPO titles that were beyond their youth and get them for like 6 or 7 grand. And he would post the picture of the sires of the litters, but you would never see the picture of the mom.
Mhm.
You have to request a picture of the mom. So he had, if you go on Kimbertal Dobermans now, he'll have an array of Dobermans like 3,000 and then 3,500 quarterly breeding, quarterly litter, supreme. He had different names for them.
Mhm.
And he would sell them based off of the picture of the sire. Now, what made him different, he has a puppy guarantee. He has a puppy guarantee contract. So let's say you buy a dog, and after 6 months, say a year. After 6 months, 8 months, you don't like the dog. He would take the dog back, and you can get another puppy. You can keep returning them over, and you won't get a refund.
Yeah.
But you can return the dog, and then they would take that dog that they return, sell that dog. So they making money twice on that dog. So they have a lifetime puppy guarantee.
So they would sell the puppy, and then if they do get the puppy back, they would sell the adult dog for probably a more higher price. Would they put
Yep.
in training? Would they put in training or obedience in the
Oh
dog?
no, 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 no,
They
not at
would
all.
just rehome the dog.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely.
Uh,
I'm
and then
trying
and
to.
then the, and then the owner would get a replacement puppy,
Yes,
and hopefully
yes,
that puppy would be the right puppy for them.
yeah, and it keep going on and on and
Like
on.
a revolving door. But
Yeah,
that's crazy, because it's very hard to place a Doberman in homes, man. That's crazy. They're so
yeah.
codependent on their owners. It's hard. That's why police don't use them as much anymore because
If
it's
you
hard.
go on it, if you go on their page, I'm gonna put this in the thing. If you go on
Mhm.
their page, it says clearly, says lifetime satisfaction guarantee,
Yeah.
1 year congenital and hereditary guarantees. So they
Mhm.
guarantee 1 year
Yeah, that's what
from
we do. Mhm.
health, but then they give a lifetime for the dog. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that website in the link so you guys can research this. And this is what makes ad banner. This is what makes this is what makes breeders who are breeding for quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
for the
bash.
Walmart, the Dobermans.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bash Kimbertal because they when I researched Dobermans 15 years ago, they were the ones to figure out what's going on. What are the Dobermans? What I'm looking for? What I'm
Sure.
liking, right?
Mhm.
And they almost got me, man. This is where it's the only place that I knew that could take dogs with a credit card payment. That was so dope. But I didn't bite the cookie.
Yeah.
I didn't bite the cookie. So when I say you guys are like a bunker, you have all of the quality females that you know, that you kept, that you
Mhm.
know that this is the one to build a foundation on.
Sure.
Now when it comes to studs, come on, you ain't got to work. You can get one from me,
Oh yeah, of course.
you know that. But all the real good breeders, even where whoever Arthur von Murkison, oh god, Deshaun, what is it, Desme Del Nemesis,
Huh?
the guy, the one you got the red,
Artemis from?
yeah. What's the breeder name?
Oh, Dijon Dragistic in
Right,
Serbia.
Dijon. Yeah, like even he'll tell you all the great breeders over there, they don't own any studs.
Yeah.
They just got females
Mhm.
because there's a lot of real good studs out there in their part of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over here, we don't have a lot of good known
Yeah.
studs.
Yeah.
There's some good studs out there.
Well, like we used to with Brody and Alonzo, they were
Yes,
known. They were
known.
big known, that
They
they were
were
known.
known.
Yeah,
But
not
let's say
after them, there are not very many Dobermans
known.
that are very known.
Right. And that's the issue, that people who get these nice males, it's almost like somebody who inherited a 69 Charger.
Hmm.
Like, oh, that's my grandfather's car. I don't care about that. Dude, you're sitting on $100,000 fucking car,
Right,
even
right.
just a chat, so that is the thing now. It's like other thing I see was changing now. I talked to Leo,
Uh-huh.
I call him Leo Del Nazi,
Yeah, yeah.
my co-host.
Yep.
He got a new male in now.
Oh, you
He
did?
had a red male that was 12, 13 months now. And he said he just not working out. So now I think Leo is seeing a little bit of what I look for when it comes to a male.
Mhm.
For me, a male has to have a lot of intangibles for me to keep him in the camp.
Sure.
And I had to get rid of Santana. I was very, I'm very, it's disappointing, but at the same time, I have to be true to myself.
Sure.
And
Well, you
for
pride yourself in that stud service,
yeah,
bro. So you have to have that ultimate service, which is the quality, you
that's
know?
right. So for me, I had to make sure that at 14, 15 months, he's still coming off the bite. He ain't developing physically.
Mhm.
I mean, Cisco is bigger than him now.
Yeah.
He's, and I was always told with this particular pup Santana, because I got him from Betelgeuse.
Mm-hmm.
because Chico was the father that, Progina is the mother. Progina is also the mother of Diesel, which is Leo's dog, which that dog is fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like wider than a Great Dane, but the size of a female Great Dane, the height, which is really he can't work. He's too big to work. And he always told me that Progina kicks out large dogs. So in the beginning, you never know. They just start
Sure.
developing. And for
Yeah.
me, the number one indicators how I can tell when a dog's gonna have a standard size or under the standard size
Mm-hmm.
is that at 5 and 6 months, if he's got his feet up under him where he's shifty, not tripping over his feet,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's real coordinated with it. He
Mhm.
turns on a dime. Those are signs like he's not gonna be too big.
Yeah.
I need Euro standard. Alonzo was Euro standard, but for some reason, dude, all his males came out bigger than him.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, man. We got a comment. Oh, we got one comment. Yo, socialized K9 in
What's
the
up,
building.
Shane?
Yeah, sick of the Shane's. Oh, he's
Sugar
on the
Shane.
yeah.
I'm working with Kevin over there. How's
Yeah.
the family over there?
Yeah. Shane, you should put up some questions over here. Shane is a good trainer.
Yep.
Good decoy. So you'll be seeing a lot of him pretty soon. He's in the Adobe family now.
Yeah.
He's on he went to the dark side, you know what I'm saying? So
So that's basically what we did, Gerald. We had Deuce from Brody, right? Which his grandfather was Alonzo, and we knew that we had a great bloodline there, especially with Nemesis being the daughter of Alonzo.
yeah.
So when we decided to breed with you and we set up with Brody and Nemesis, we put out very good puppies, which came out with Mauler, Deuce,
Right.
and a few nice females.
Mauler was the bomb.
Yeah, Mauler got very popular. He was a very good looking dog. He trained with Andrew up there with High Caliber as well, so he was doing very well. But
did Newton come from you guys? No, Newton came from that lady up in the Bay Area that bred Alonzo too. That lady with the two red dobies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. We seen her
that's
at
what-
training as well. Yeah, we seen her. But that's what we decided to do. We decided to do to keep the same blood, but we also understand what we get out of our dogs, because we have whiskey that produces reds, right? And then we have Hero, which is Deuce's son as well, but he produces.
That's a tall boy. Is that the tall one?
No, the tall boy is whiskey.
Right, got it.
And the smaller size, which we call him the mini polydeuces, because he's a splitting image and he's very high drive, bro. So we have the 3 studs and then we have the 3 females. But yeah, they're great dogs. We know exactly what they produce out of each one when we breed them. Our clients exactly know what we get out of them, what they look forward to. So when we do build a client list, a waiting list, people, hey, when are you guys gonna have a puppy for Artemis and Deuce?
Right.
When you're gonna have a puppy from Deuce and Cash? When you're gonna have one from because they like certain puppies or the size or the look or the drive, depending on the litter, right? So, and it's funny, like you said, Brody produced some big puppies, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with Hero. He's the smaller size, and which is Rain is a smaller size too, which is Sigmund's daughter. They be producing big puppies, man. I was like, man, you're 2 smaller sized dobies, but you're producing big puppies. Like right now, they're and they're like, man, they're like 6, 7, 8 pounds right now. So they're good size.
So Shane, so Marjorie Harvey, I think you know this, Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey's wife.
Oh yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce. Bruce is Brody's son.
And
they got that, and the daughter, I think the daughter is Alonzo's daughter. I think they got the daughter from you, a guy named Ralph.
Ralph. They might have changed
Hispanic guy.
Yeah, they might have changed the name. Some people changed the name.
Well, Ralph had a daughter of Alonzo,
and
I bred Brody to her, and I was doing all the selling for Ralph. This is Ralph's first litter. I said, dude, just follow the program.
Yeah.
I'll make it happen. I get the phones ringing. No problem.
Yep.
You give me 10% of whatever I sell.
Sure.
If you sell them for 3,000, give me 300, pay me at the back end. You know how it is. So I'm advertising everywhere. I'm advertising on Puppy Find, Next Day Pups, Recycler.com, Dogs Now, all these sites that pay. You have to pay. And Ralph was saying, yeah, man, this guy called and said he was looking for a pup and they want to come out, take a look at they're 6 weeks old. You want to, I said, yeah. I said, I don't like giving folks address unless, you really put a name on them or something. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He said, yeah, they came over and they said, if they like the dog, they're going to buy it right now. I said, okay, try it. He said, well, man, when they came over, man, first of all, celebrities don't call themselves. They have other people calling for you.
They're agents.
Yeah. And so he said, when they put up, man, it was like 2 big SUVs, 2 black SUVs. And the one guy came out and said, oh, the puppies are here. And Ralph said, yeah, they're here. Here they are. He said, okay, I'll be right back. So he goes to the other car. And that's when Marjorie gets out the car and she comes in. It's just, ooh, that one. And that's how she got him.
Yeah.
And who ended up training that dog was Oscar Mora.
That's right.
Yeah. And Oscar got connected with her. I don't know how, but Oscar had started doing a lot of celebs dogs, with Michael, what's that? Epps. What's that?
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Mm-hmm.
But who really turned him on, who I think, I'm not for certain, it's this boxer that has the goose golden glove or something up in the valley. And he trains a lot of high profile boxers. And that's how I started. And then Oscar brought to my attention, he said, John, I think I'm training one of your dogs. I said, huh? I said, yeah. That's a celeb has one of your dogs. I said, no. Because I kept seeing the video of him training this Dobie. I'm like, well, I'm the only guy really pumping out puppies like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, the pup was born on this date. So I go back and look at because I write down everybody I breed to. And the puppies are usually born within 62, 63 days, 61 days. I said, damn, this is Ralph's. This is the one we sold. And yeah, man. And Cali Muscle, Kevin Hart called. Cali Muscle had a dog, Kevin Hart. A few other people that's high profile, Flex Wheeler.
Sure.
Has called me. And it's like I'm honored that they see and I'm doing my craft. Even the guy from the car guy, he's like 6'9". He said the car guy. He used to run with Mr. Organic a lot. 6'9". He even came out here to the house, and I knew it was him because he wanted to see Casanova because he came out in his loud ass Lamborghinis are loud, man. I said, I heard him from down the street. I said, yeah, that's him. So he came over. They ended up buying a Cane Corso. That dog died. But yeah, man, it's bananas, man. When you put out good product,
sure,
then it speaks for itself. And I think when I was going with the Leo, he said, yeah, man, this boy I got, he works, man. He works. I said, how old is he? About 8, 9 months. I said, he wants to work. I said, yeah, now knowing, it's nice to have a nice, big, pretty dog, but is that motherfucker gonna run when somebody come at you crazy?
Sure.
Is it gonna bark when somebody come to the door? I don't listen. We all sell pets, but we sell pets with a purpose.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I trained with one of the girls, Shay, what are her name? Shay?
Shannon.
Out there at Cali K9.
Yeah, with Harley.
She's on fire, bro.
Yeah. And that's what's funny, bro, because I get a lot of these comments from a lot of these trainers from East Coast, back here that's trained our dogs or evaluated. And I always hear great things, and people tell me, post that shit, man, post that stuff. You gotta, and I said, man, because sometimes I don't like to get into other people's privacy sometimes by posting their personal stuff that they tell me. But man, we've been getting a lot of good feedback from our females, our males doing, Sin, that female, that red female in New York.
Yep.
She's doing a lot of bite work with I forget the trainer's name. I think it's McLife or something like that. My Life. But yeah, really good dogs. Brandon out there with Achilles. So yeah, really good dogs, really good bloodline. They have a lot of great potential to get elevated and to reach that potential if you get with
Yeah.
and do that stuff. But again,
it's beautiful when you are tapping into a dog, whatever breed it is,
mhm.
and you're fulfilling his full potential.
Yeah.
You know what his potential is. Like I go back to Alonzo, first real Dobie I had, right? That really was worth a shit. And Wolfgang at Wolfgang Canine Training was helping me get ready for a BH. This is when I had time
Yeah.
to do these late hour training and shit. And Wolfgang and I were working on the BH, so we had the BH down. But I didn't realize that there's a written test involved too. See, people don't realize when you going for it was called IPO then. Now it's called IGP. There's a written test that you have to take, and you have to know the rules. So I had to learn the tests and the questions 2 days before training. And I remember we were getting Alonzo ready for what's called Shitson A, Shitson 1A. That means everything but tracking. And he said, because Andrew was working for Wolfgang at one time. That's before he branched off to his own. And he said, man, this dog takes a lot of pressure. Wolfgang had one of those old e-collars, man, with the antenna about this long, man. And I was like, what is this? He said, man, the dog, he takes pressure real good.
Yeah.
He used to training dogs that just want to do some basic obedience, lift your paw, go to sit, go to down. And boy, Alonzo was learning how to do that dumbbell work, jumping over the A-frame, jumping over the hurdle, going to a hill position when it come to you, bringing it back in his mouth, not chewing on the dumbbell real tight.
Yeah.
He had that down packed in 2 weeks. That's pressure. And he took it. All I can remember is that when we was doing the routine, Wolfgang kept saying in German, Brinks, Brinks, Brinks. Because Alonzo was looking for that dumbbell when he jumped over that A-frame. Because when you throw it over, it may go to the left, go to the right when it hit the ground. Brinks, Brinks, Brinks. He found that shit, came back, boom, right in front of me. That's it. From that point, you know what a dog can and can't take.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a question here. John Williams. You see that, Mark?
Yeah.
I don't have my glass. I'm trying to look cute.
Yeah, John.
What is that
Williams,
question?
Do you know of any good Doberman trainers in the St. Louis area?
Do you?
St. Louis. No, not in that area. I know some good trainers in Georgia, New York area, Florida, and then most of the trainers out here. But sorry, John.
That knows every good goddamn trainer in every state. So if you go to my Instagram page, you will see I'm always tagging this guy named Al, because Al won the national IPO title in '99. Therefore, he had to compete against all the guys in all the regions. They created a bond. So yeah, he knows about Wallace Payne in Georgia, Matt out there at K9, Matt in Jersey, all these good cats. So yeah, hit up Al, message him on Instagram, and he will tell you who he recommends for that. And so you'll be good to go. So let me tell you what his information is.
Yeah, I wish I had Deuce with Al for a little longer, but Deuce was young. He wasn't crate trained. He was our first male. Al works out of his house, so Deuce was barking and whining, and Al said, hey, man, I got to return this dog to you.
Yeah. Hold on, Al had one of your dogs?
Yes. Al had Deuce when he was about 5 months, 6 months old.
Oh, man. Well, see, Al doesn't realize that Dobie's whine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, his neighbor was complaining, so he said, "Nah, dude, I gotta." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I apologize." And that's when you hooked me up with Andrew, and he had property out here, so Deuce could whine all he wanted.
Yeah. Al. Yeah. His neighbor was giving him a little bit of shit.
Uh-huh.
But I think that's all been worked out now.
That's nice, man. I would like to send one of my dogs to him.
He's really good. You know, Al's training 2 of my boys now.
Yeah.
One of them is here right now. I wanted him for the weekend, and that was Brutus. Speaking of Brutus,
Oh yeah.
so you have a Frenchie, right? You have other breeds.
I have 2 Frenchies and I have a mixed bully.
Got it. So I mean, I love Dobie. Don't get it wrong, but I love all dogs for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So if I had the room, I get a Dogo Argento, the Kango, all this shit, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
I want a monkey, man. That's my next breed.
Oh, what?
A chimpanzee.
You know what? Get with Leo. He can get you a all white tiger.
Texas.
Yeah. Leo can get you all white tigers. He can get you lion cubs. I mean, and he get you monkeys too. He even showed a picture. I mean, he helped somebody get a monkey.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you love all animals. When you love all animals, you love them, man. And I think one of those primates or like a spider monkey, horses. That's my second favorite animal. I love horses. I used to break palominos up in Hanford. I used to work on a ranch when I was young.
The breeding process must be
the castration on that stuff is crazy.
Hey, Alpha Dog got a question or a statement.
Alpha Dog, hi guys, appreciate all the info. Much love and respect. Thank you. Just got my first female Eurodobi. Any tips on preparing her for bite work? Go ahead, Jared.
Well, here's where it's a double-edged sword, and you're going to get cut on both sides. Well, as a uncertified or unseasoned trainer, I would only recommend you do prey drive work, like rag work, the ball drive, getting desensitized with distractions, taking her to Home Depot. But ball drive, rag work, any kind of obedience with food drive, any of those are going to work. But for protection, rag work, and if you don't know how to do that, I've got some videos that I've done before. Get with a real trainer, a protection trainer, protection canine trainer, because what you don't want to do, bro, is make bad imprinting. And it makes that trainer do double the work when you could have gave him a ball of wet clay. Now the clay you brought him over has some kind of form and is all hardening up. So create the bond, do a lot of, ball retrieval. That's another great way. Ball retrieval. Teach the dog how to do a retrieval ball. Do some rag work and make it fun. Do it for 5-10 minutes max and let it go. You don't want to burn her out with that shit.
Yeah,
but
like we say, Gerald, if the dog has it, the dog has it, right? So if you're getting with a good trainer that will evaluate your dog, the trainer will bring that out in the dog. But like Gerald says, the foundation has to go into it because the dog already has it. You have to get all that other variables, to make sure that the dog is well balanced before all his beast mode comes out. And I think Shane said it good right there. He has a good description of how to do it.
Yeah. A work prey drive. Shane says, get with a trainer. That's the key. A lot of people think they're trainers, man, now. You know what I'm saying? And they doing all this half-ass biting with soft sleeves. I'm like, no, the dog got to bite from the back of the mouth. Sure. And the dog is a puppy. So it's like, how much pressure can baby teeth really take an effect? Just I've learned my lesson.
You don't want to imprint. You don't want to put that bad imprints. When you have a good trainer, a good trainer will educate you on this, especially when you're doing homework at home. They'll tell you, do this only. Don't do this because we want to enforce this when he comes back or she comes back and certain things like that. So again, you take them home, you do the wrong things, you can print that dog. Now you're paying double because you're spending more time with the dog at the trainer because the trainer is working double as hard, like you said. So,
and the thing is too, every dog ain't gonna have what it takes.
That's right.
But you give the dog a better chance when you're doing the basic fundamentals of and this is the ball drive is important for me. All my dogs, all of them, I started with ball work, just
Yeah.
throwing a tennis ball. Even with the puppy I'm getting, I'm gonna throw the ball maybe 12 feet and let him go get it. And I'm gonna start running backwards and saying, good boy,
Yeah.
running back, let him run towards me with the ball. You know what I'm
Recall.
saying?
Mhm.
Yes. Do it 3 or 4 times, done. Right? End off on a good note.
That's right.
Right. And that's the things that I look at in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, any more questions, man? We got a lot of people who just popped up, man.
Yeah,
Shane's
so
on it.
that's what we try to do is, basically as the time that we have, the short time that we have our puppies, we try to desensitize them to sounds, to the surfaces, the things like that, give them a great foundation. So if a client does want to take them to get into more sport work with a good trainer, that's why the trainers like to evaluate our dogs, because with the foundation that we already put into them, it's easy to almost coach this particular dog, right?
And it makes it cheaper a little bit because now you don't have to spend that time doing coursework in first grade when you already did first grade work already.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Dog already
let
know
me
how to
ask you
read.
this, though. Yeah, let me ask you this on your perspective on this, especially straight out of the gate with when a client gets a puppy for the first time or they've already had a working dog. Do you suggest them board and training right from the get-go, or do you suggest doing private or group lessons for like 3-4 months until they get into more advanced knowledge or educating into the sport where they can actually do a board and train? Because a lot
So
of
you,
times I always tell them don't board and train in the beginning, because that first 2-3 months when you're boarding, that's crucial for that bonding period for yourself, right? So you want to bond with your puppy, so try to do group or private lessons at first. So that's my
I'm gonna piggyback on that. I'm a firm believer that before I send my dog off to Al or Adrian Santano
Mhm.
or any trainer or even Sykes, or in this case, it may be Shane one day, right?
Sure.
At social decoy, that I create an unbreakable bond, that
That's
my
right.
family has an unbreakable bond, and that my relationship with my dogs are personal. Their relationship with the trainer is business.
That's right.
So Al said it best, and I'm glad he recognized that, is that he said, I do a really good job in creating a bond. So I bring them to my job, put them in the crate. They don't give a fuck where they going, as long as they're near me, right? They
Mhm.
don't care if you're in the bathroom. They just want to be near you.
Sure.
And so I create that bond with them, and I spend time outside the backyard with them. So for those people who are getting dogs or getting puppies at 3 and 4 months of age, then send them off the board and train, well, now that puppy is bonding with that trainer now. You don't know that dog. So anybody, I know, listen, I'm not gonna put no names on. I know this for a fact. I know a trainer, very good friend of mine. I consider him a friend. He has 2 or 3 dogs that he is training, that he's imported. This man has the owner has no bond with these dogs. When I mean no bond, I mean he ain't seen these dogs in person
Wow.
7, 8, 9, 10 months. I mean, which is a little bit different than what he usually do.
Mhm.
You know, it's his business. If he's trying to tap into the stud service providing world, go for it. You know, because the shit ain't easy.
Sure.
But he has no bond. The trainer has raised these dogs. And for me, all these dogs are liabilities and they're a luxury, not a
Okay.
requirement. So with that being said, is that I don't know how the dog's gonna react or respond or do in public with other people because I haven't created that bond.
Mhm.
Now, my bond is so tight, so strong. It was so strong. Well, my bond is so strong with all my dogs. Like when they were getting titled and I was no longer in the competition field, Al would tell me, don't fucking come to the field.
Yeah, they
Hey,
smell the
go down
scent.
the street at the gas station. We'll text you when we're done. Because if
Same here.
Brody know that I was at the field, he would say, I don't give a shit about this trial.
Yeah.
This is just practice. I'm going to see my dad.
Yeah.
He
Straight
said,
out
don't even
Dobie out, right?
Yeah, he said even if you pull up and he don't see you, if he smells you, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So I never been able to see none of my dogs in competition during trial. I was always like down the street waiting anxiously on the
Sure.
results. And then I will show up after the fact. So what is this? What did Muhammad say?
Muhammad, same for our search and rescue dogs. They go home with the handler.
No, I put on the screen.
Oh,
I don't pike.
I don't pike board and I don't know what pike board and
I don't
train.
pike
Maybe.
board and train. Obedience
Yeah,
and
board and
training.
train. Obedience and protection training should be done by ourselves. The first bond is the strongest bond.
That's 100% on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do board and train now because of my job.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know, I don't have the luxury of having one mortgage now.
Yeah.
I got several mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
I got several people who are dependent on me to perform so they can pay their rent. So I had to prioritize. I have a 10-year-old.
Sure.
You know, I have a wife now. I have other responsibilities that are more important than training a dog. Therefore, I must do board and train if I want that dog to be where he needs to be at a certain point in his life. I don't want to do, because if I do the training, we're training twice a week, and what it would have took 14, 15 months going to take 2.5, 3 years, because when Al trains a dog, he trains them every day.
Yeah.
So it's different.
Yeah.
So let me see what else this one. It says, same for our search and rescue. They go home with the handler. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right, man. You know, board and train is not cheap. You know, and so you have to have an agenda. You have an agenda. You have goals for your dogs. You know, you can't be sitting on these dogs for 2-3 years and try to get back into the sport and stuff like that. You know, that's why sometimes, you know, as being a breeder, it consumes some of your life where you want to actually handle your own dogs, but you can't because you're over here prioritizing the puppies, right? So in order to produce a good quality product with which is our puppies, you have to put that work in, that discipline, that structure, and sometimes that takes away from your other dogs. So board and train is a source, you know, to send your dogs off to get trained with very reputable trainers that we trust with our dogs. So, you know, but yeah, it's hard work, man. You know, breeding is not for everyone.
Yeah. Well, man, listen, we've been on here long enough. An hour.
Yeah,
we need to do this more often, dude.
Time.
We need to do this more often. As a matter of fact, I'm going to invite one of the up and coming and young trainers, Social Decoy.
Yeah.
Also, government name is Shane. I'm going to invite him to come to the show and talk. But Shane, when you come to the show now, make sure you get a headset, not a headset, but make sure when you talk with a Bluetooth, so we can hear you more. And you can be on your phone. But you know, let's set up something where all three of us talk about it. Because you know, I have never called myself a trainer.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do so because I'm not.
Sure.
I'm part of a few clubs. I know how to train my dog.
Sure.
I know the steps, but I am not a trainer.
Yeah.
We should put a trainer on. Let him give us his takes on what he looks for to see if a dog is a good fit for a personal protection or sport work. We're going to set that up. Don't know when, but it's going to be in the next 7-10 days, but we're going to set it up. And we're going to make sure that Mark's mic is set up. How about that? Testing. 1, 2, 3. So people, with that being said, thanks for coming to the show at such a late notice that we didn't put out, which is the day old, and just chiming in. That means that you are interested in what we're going to talk about. You can always get with Mark at Nemesis Kennel or hit me up. And the next time, I'll smell you later.
All right, take